guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. We did the video on Borgos, who is, again, I think a fairly solid Super Battle Road unit. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Fasha. Now, same thing applies to Fasha. I feel like when it comes to Super Battle Road, you potentially could be able to utilize her, and she could be kind of effective. Now, she does have sort of an interesting, like, sort of mechanic here, right? In that Fasha, like, they want you to run her in slot 1. Because if we take a look at it, she's getting 150% attack and defense start of turn. She has a high chance to dodge. I do wish that was a 70%, but high chance is still good. She does change key spheres to rainbow if there's a Bardock on the team. That's pretty good. Team Bardock excluded. Interesting. So it doesn't... Okay, so it doesn't... Wait. Let me... Actually, I'm curious about that. Okay, so... You have to actually have a specific Bardock and not the LR team Bardock. I mean, it doesn't matter for, like, this turn right here, but it is just good to see. Yeah, if I just reset the turn, we'll see, like, she won't create the orbs. That's interesting. Okay. But then she gives all allies 3 key, and then team Bardock category allies 30% attack and defense in the same turn after she dodges. Now, this is sort of like a different phase buff. I don't know exactly how to properly, say it, but this support is going to be bigger than just 30% attack and defense because it's after she dodges. So yeah, she does not create orbs just for the team Bardock. Interesting. I could get all 7 links activated right here, but I do kind of want to put Fasha in turn 1 right here to get her. Although if she doesn't dodge Goku and Vegeta right there, it's only 1 attack. I'm actually just going to do this. I'm going to put Fasha in the middle. This is going to be all 7 links activated. So on this first turn, we're not going to be able to get her, the support type buff. I mean, we could, but it's not going to really do much, right? It'll give B-Pan 3 key, which, sure, is fine, but the main thing with Fasha, right, is that you probably want to put her in slot 1 with Team Bardock characters, right? And then she'll dodge, she'll give them the nice support buff, and then she's going to be giving the key and stuff like that after she dodges. I just feel like 50% chance to dodge is definitely useful. Like, you could definitely, you know, have her cook in, like, a Super Battle Road stage. You just get lucky, she gets a lot of her dodges and stuff like that. But if she's not going to get her dodges in, like, we see right here, she's not... Oh, there we go. All right, so now the buff kicks in. So, Fasha and Bardock got a buff, and then B-Pan just gets key. But it's like, you want to put her in slot 1 so she can buff the whole rotation. She'll be useful, but, you know, you're going to have a lot of instances of her taking 1,000,000 damage and then dying and stuff like that, right? I think 70% chance to dodge characters. I do feel like it's a very substantial difference between 70% chance to dodge and 50%. Like, I've noticed a huge difference. So it's like, I do feel like this Fasha probably would have been a bit better if... I mean, yeah, I think the major thing to do would have been to just give her the 70% chance to dodge, and she would have been a little bit better. Because it's like, as it stands right now, she definitely can be very useful. You'll definitely be able to make good use out of her, but, like, you know, I feel like Borgos has probably got a lot more of a practical use, which is double super in Super Battle Road, and then the 50% chance to stun. I probably do like Borgos better. Fasha, potentially, though, could be a unit that you could utilize in, like, red zone and stuff like that. Like, I know it seems, like, very scary to think about, but it's like, dodge is very legitimate in red zone because there's actually almost no characters in the red zone that can tank anyway, right? So it's like, characters like UI Goku, Fasha, these types of dodge characters, they're going to be doing much better than, you know, a character that has 300k defense, but then they're taking 150k per normal. Right? So it's like the dodges will be very helpful there. Okay, so in this turn, we could link her up with Grade 8 Fasha right here. Have most links activated. We could have all 7 like that. Actually, yeah, she's getting better buffs, I think, just from the Team Bardock unit right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and hopefully we get her dodge, and we can see what her attack set and defense set's going to be right here. So she's at 143k defense. She does greatly raise defense for 1 turn from her super attack effect. So she's getting 50% defense there. And then she does lower enemy attack and defense as well, right? So it's like, again, she's looking good. Like, again, I could see her being able to help out in Super Battle Road stages. I feel like that's going to be her greatest. So there, boom, you saw the numbers go up right there. So there, her support type effect kicked in. Again, it's going to be higher than just a straight 30% attack and defense to Team Bardock. But, you know, Fasha potentially could be good in the future, paired up with, you know, if we get like a Dokkan Fest Bardock, the equivalent of like what Dokkan Fest Captain Ginyu, which we just got, which I think is very possible. You know, this Fasha could be fairly good. At the very least, then like a showcase will probably make that theoretical Dokkan Fest Bardock look super goddamn good, right? Alright, so here we are on a turn. So we're rocking Super Saiyan 2 Bardock, so that of course will activate her support type buff right here. Super Saiyan 2 Bardock is also a good support type unit. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, by the way, when these Bardocks get their sub EZA. I'm very interested for them. Physical Super Saiyan Bardock, Super Saiyan 2 Bardock, and then the Tech Super Saiyan Bardock. All three of these characters should sub EZA from the Mass Saiyan EZA. And it's going to be very interesting to see what they're capable of doing once they get their EZAs, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get Fasha right here. And let's see what type of damage she'll be able to do right here. Hopefully she activates her support type buff. Because again, we have a lot of support on this rotation, so she can look fairly good. I feel like we've pretty much shown what Fasha's capable of. Again, like these free-to-play EZAs, okay, there, so the support type buff kicked in. These free-to-play EZAs are not overly complex characters, right? Like, we're sort of seeing the numbers and stuff like that they're capable of doing. You put Fasha in slot 1, let her dodge, and she's able to power up the entire rotation by a lot. Her damage is not going to be the craziest or even good. Defensively, she's solid, though. Again, dodge is very helpful, especially with huge enemy power creep in the ultimate red zone. So, expect any, like, you know, difficult content stages that drop in 2022 to be very difficult, you know, so like we'll need characters with much better defense. It seems like a lot of the characters that are going to like age good or be a bit better are going to be characters, again, with like defensive, not just stats, but sort of like tech, right? Like Tech Ultimate Gohan, the reason he's so good is because he's guarding and greatly stacking defense, right? It's a very potent combo. You know, other units like AGL Golden Frieza just has such a huge amount of damage reduction that he's still able to be good in the red zone, right? We want characters like that. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get the dodge for her support type buff, but I mean, she has, what, 100% support on this rotation, Fasha? We could still put her in slot 1 right here, because if she dodges, she'll still buff, you know, the Team Bardock LR, the 30% attack and defense. But we're seeing her a lot of these times in, like, this 2 million range. That's with a lot of sort of, like, support, too. Like, sort of like these 2 million attack sets. Maybe I should do one quick rotation where we have her just with no support. I think that could be a good... Let's actually do that. Let's do one more rotation where she just doesn't have any support. Like, a good linking partner. You know, we'll link her up next to, like, Grade 8 Bardock or something like that. And we'll see what she looks like. Alright guys, let's just get this one more rotation and see what our girl Fasha is capable of doing. She shares most links with LR Bardock, 120k defense right there without support. She's getting 50% when she super attacks. She's got the 50% chance to dodge, so it certainly could work out well for her. Her dodging and then giving that support to Bardock, by the way, like that's a big... Okay, so still 2.2 just linking up with Bardock. That Bardock doesn't support, and then he drops an 11 million attack stat turn 1. It's because we're fighting Frieza, right? That was a good turn for Bardock. Yeah, well, I mean, there's what Fasha could look like. Turn 1, you know, 2 million. But she did get the dodge in, and then she gives a huge attack buff to Bardock right there. Damn. Alright, guys, this is Cunning Moves Fasha. Her leader skill is low class warrior category key 3 and 77% of stats, or int type key 3 and 50% of stats. Her super attack is the Energy Bullet, which greatly raises defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage, and then lowers enemy attack and defense. Her passive skill, Glorious Charge, gives her 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then she gets a high chance to dodge enemy attack. Now, for this type of character, I really would like a 70% chance to dodge, but maybe that's asking too much. Then she randomly changes key spheres to rainbow key spheres if there's an ally whose name includes Bardock. But for some reason, it doesn't include the LR Team Bardock. Very bizarre. Then she gives all allies 3 ki, and Team Bardock category allies 30% attack and defense within the same turn after dodging an attack. Her links are Team Bardock, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, Saiyan Lineage, Battlefield Diva, Prepare for Battle, and Shattering the Limit. 12 ki multiplier, 130% is really quite low. In terms of EZAs she could help in, because she's a dodging character, probably more than normal. She could definitely be good in the God Goku and God Vegeta EZA, and then the Peppy Gals EZA is very simple. Those ones, for sure, for our girl Fasha. Then she's on a number of teams that do actually need the help, right? Here we are on Team Bardock. Could always use more options. Low-class Warrior needs all the help it can get. She's also on the Pure Saiyan team. This is the best category roster in the game. She doesn't really need the help here. Then she's also on Peppy Gals, another Peppy Gal buff, which of course is always good. Then she's down here on Space Traveling Warriors, a really powerful team. And then finally, she is on Storied Figures. So let me know what you guys think of EZA Fasha. Definitely a solid unit. And I do think she could help out in Super Battle Road runs. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.